Hello, welcome back to another day in the arena. Today we're taking a little trip to Spike's Corner. We already did some Golgari, so this time we're going to do some Boros Angels. And by request from Simbri, we're going to do some best of 3, one of my Twitch subscribers. If you would like to become a Twitch subscriber or Patreon supporter, once a month I will play a deck of your choice. And today it is going to be Angels with a request to do best of 3. So I get asked all the time, how do you get to best of 3? Up here it says arena play modes, which tells me that this is what they're targeting arena towards and that they're the most popular is best of 1. But if you want to play good old fashioned Magic, the way Richard Garfield intended, as somebody would joke, you turn on advanced play modes and now play becomes... It says bring your deck and get in a quick game, but now it is best of 3. So we'll hit this and it'll say competitive play, and we'll pick our Boros Angels deck and we'll go into that. But first I'm going to actually look at the deck first, because since there's sideboarded games, we'll have to introduce the sideboard anyway. So I'm not reinventing a wheel anywhere. This is definitely a deck that's been all over the internet and other people have played. I don't have a lot of changes to offer. I am putting a Tajic in the main for the combo with Clarion, and because I really think that this card's aggression is needed in some matchups, and I'm hedging. You'll see that there's more in the sideboard. But plenty of people are doing this. I'm probably not blowing your mind. If this is the first time you've seen the deck, it is an interesting one. It runs Deafening Clarion along with History of Benalia and Knight of Grace, with the argument being that if you want to give your creatures a lifelink, there's payoff in Resplendent Angel, which can make you some 4/4 angels. And if you want to sweep the board, well, you can give your Adanto Vanguard indestructible or have a Tajic on the battlefield so it protects your other knights. Then on the top end, from pretty much the rest of the game, you're just slamming big threats. Shalai, Aurelia, and Lyra, who are super powerful as a team and can end games all by themselves. The removal outside of Clarion is a splattering of Conclave Tribunal and Lightning Strike. Sideboard's a bit of my own doing. We got 2 Silent Gravestones. We want to fight Golgari with those. We've got some seal-aways for the decks where the early aggression is against us. Probably red is what I'm thinking about, but there might be some other, maybe some white aggro type things. Tocatli Honor Guard. All of our creatures in this deck do not have enter the battlefield abilities. They don't go off when they enter the battlefield. And against black-green, you play this and none of their explorer creatures explore, and their Chupacabras don't kill things. That's pretty cool. Tajic is here as a 3/2 haste. You just, to fill out the spots, if we're trying to be more aggressive, if we come up against a control deck, the Clarions have to go out. What goes in? Well, let's send in Tajic so that we get some nice hasty damage and more threats. Ixalan's Binding, in case we've got to exile some Teferis. Karn, the Scion of Urza, to go mid-range. Oh, by the way, this would be Sorcerer's Spyglass. I didn't want to spend rare wild cards on Sorcerer's Spyglass right now. Karn, Scion of Urza for mid-range, kind of even matchups to help pull us ahead, can go into the deck, and Banefire to finish control mages. At least that's the idea. So let's get it into competitive play and see what happens. This will be my first time on the channel playing best 2 out of 3 with sideboard. I'm a little rusty. Wish me luck. Support the team. And for those keeping track, day 3, no soda. Feel better today than I have the other 2. I didn't wake up with a completely throbbing headache, and my stomach isn't absolutely screaming. By the way, one of the interesting things about giving up soda, this is the 3rd time in my life I've tried, so wish me luck. But I think this time will be different, mainly because I have the support of the Twitch viewers and people like you on YouTube to remind me not to relapse. But one of the interesting things about quitting is, haha, sad dress, is how hungry you feel. I feel so hungry all the time. Caffeine is an appetite suppressant, and I didn't realize how much I relied on it to get me through my day, because I don't actually like stopping for food. I don't like eating much food. Sad freebooter. This is going wonderfully. What an interesting deck the opponent brought. It's a discard deck that can't make me discard. What you got? I'll gladly trade my 4 life for their for a card out of them. They've seen this now, so we'll play it out. And then we'll start dropping Angel Bombs. Hopefully they don't have Thought Erasure too. Oh, I see what's going on. Good old pirate style. There were some pirate jokes the other day when I played it. My god. There were some pirate jokes when I played that pirate deck on stream the other day. So here's one for you. Some of you know this already. Don't give it away. Ooh, I think I just have to do this. Yeah, I may as well. I have nothing else to do this turn. So, how much does Captain Hook charge for ear piercings? Answer soon to come. So we give this indestructible. We do 3 damage to everything and give our creatures lifelink. We go to combat and attack, and we gain back 3 of the life. And your stuff's dead. The answer? How much does Captain Hook charge for ear piercings? A buccaneer. A buccaneer. Arr. All right. Well, if there's a way to kill the Lyra, we are in a ton of trouble. But that's not going to stop us from going for it. That doesn't kill Lyra. Yep, more land. I know. I'm doing great. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Prepare to see a mugging. Can't duress the top of their deck. It's always a problem for you discard fans. The top of the deck is discard proof. You just can't hit it. All right, on to game 2. Get ready. So we're playing against some kind of a blue-black tempo deck, not the kind of thing that I prepare for. Tocatli Honor Guard could shut down those freebooters, but I'm actually not very afraid of them. And in fact, cutting more things would probably make it even better, but Thief of Sanity must die. So I think what I want to do is morph into a bigger deck. With the Karns, I don't want to be the aggressor, so I'll take out the Tajic. Banefire might make it. And if I don't want to be, I guess I do want Knight of Grace. I'm not sure how much I want these Vanguards. I mean, they did a lot of work for me that game. There wasn't much the opponent could really do. Probably the Lyras can be trimmed because they're sort of a big, silly animal. And then... yeah, I don't think I actually want this, those Thieves. See, that's the thing, right? Actually, I should just go all creatures because my opponent... we're going to try it anyway. We're going to try going super heavy on creatures because my opponent is just going to duress away my spells anyway. So I'm going to cut a lot of those higher spells. And we're just going to present almost the same deck, but with the Tajics in to be extra aggressive so that our opponent doesn't get the time they want. I'm trying to decide if I actually want Banefire to go over the top, since Lightning Strike off the top isn't that good, and we can expect our early Lightning Strikes to get taken. So, yeah, I think I'm going to pull those Lightning Strikes. We're pretty soft to the Thief at this point, but we have so many flyers, I'm going to hope to actually block it. And that's going to be the deck. Now, you have to hit done. Like, if you don't hit done, I have seen before that it doesn't save the deck. Maybe that's just the first time that you do sideboarded play, but regardless, it's important that you hit done before the timer runs out. Well, that's super Angel Curve, but again, we're duress proof, so I'm going to keep it. It also puts a blocker in front of Thief of Sanity on time. All right, land. It's probably not as good to be the aggressor on the draw. If I could take it back, I'd probably take it back. Alright. Gotta assume the opponent can kill something, but we'll make him have it. Never mind. They seem unable to kill the angels, which is working out great for me. So this shuts off discard spells and draws fire. Looks like it might get countered in this case. Alright, I'll pass. We'll hold up to block the thief if we can. Looks like our opponent's still stuck. Alright, well if they're stuck in that position, and they're holding up counter magic, let's see if they have anything for Taj. They do not. Good. Kill it. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, because it can legendary creatures. Yep. So I'm glad Tajic went out there to be the bait. It's too bad they get to surveil here and likely fix their sad mana situation. They kept on top, I believe. Oh, they binned a land. I don't know what to say. There's the Chupa-Dupa. So if we had played Shalai, the Price of Fame would have hit that. Would have been tragic. And things are starting to spiral. Oh no. 2 lands. Maybe they got a land. Maybe. Alright, this is getting all kinds of ugly. But I think this thing that turns off other targeting stuff is a good play. But I expect them to have more removal because they were missing land drops. Yep. Okie dokes. Let's get the double critters out there. See if the opponent can solve that riddle. I mean, okay. They've got all these little bodies, and they've got some exiled cards to play. We'll see what they can do with them. Alright, let's pump up the Exemplar of Justice and get in there. It can replace itself, even if Predator blocks it, because of Resplendent Angel. And it gives some trample damage. So it's going to die because of the Death Touch, and then it's going to make a 4/4. We're going to hold the land in case we can get our opponent to play something that attacks our hand, just as a haha. But despite having 2 cards still from the Thief, they must not have done the trick for our opponent, because they're going to scoop it up, and the raw Angel power has overcome even a good Thief of Sanity start. And there we go. Let's go find another one. Opponent with an interesting little blue-black Thief of Sanity concoction. I did one on stream the other day with a Trata, the Silencer, because that was what a viewer challenged me to build around, and it actually did really good. It was stupid good. It went 7-1 in an event, and I thought everybody thought it would go like 1-3 or 2-3. Nobody predicted 7-1. It was 6-0 at a point. Oh my god, it was a blast to play. Not because Atrata is good. Don't get confused. Pretty much most of the games were despite Atrata. Mostly because Thief of Sanity and Lazav and Issaret the Awakener teaming up is pretty bonkers. Oh, and Hostage Taker. Yeah. It's a very fun little blue-black deck. It looks like we're in a matchup where Deafening Clarion won't help us. Looks like it's going to be Jeskai control. And the flood begins. This is not a good matchup for Lyra most of the time. Because, well, she doesn't resolve or she dies on site. And it's very sad. Well, Shalai's interesting. We do want to mess up our opponent's turn where they would likely want to draw some cards with Chemist's Insight and keep their mana taxed. So we're going to play this, even though it's going to die. This is a just tap out and slam it deck. This is not a hold it back and play it careful kind of thing. There's a time and place for everything, but we have, like, basically no options in the game we're playing right now. Okay, make sure you tap really carefully for this card that Don't get me started on people who don't use auto tap. You're all broken humans. Y'all need to be... Y'all need to leave the... Y'all need to get with the times. Alright. We can try to kill this thing later. I think I really want my Lyra to resolve, but I don't think my opponent will block either. Oh, they will. Interesting. Well, I'll pay the 4. And I'll deal the damage. And I'll lightning strike the Drake. Could have Clarioned it. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I wish I'd Clarioned it now. Having the lightning strike in the bank to go face might have been a game changer. But the opponent sitting back, I wonder if they're the Settle the Wreckage type. Vanguards aren't the easiest things to deal with. So I'm going to play some stuff first main to try to get the Settle the Wreckage off the table, like as an option. Alright, it's another Ionize. So we'll go to combat and hit the all attacks. And end. If the opponent gets near 10 mana, I may use this for life gain. Just fight with fire and all, but I think I should hold it in case another Drake comes down. Touching cards, touching cards. Sure. It's okay. Blame the soda. That's the... I shouldn't be mad at anybody. I blame soda. Soda. Soda is to blame. All right. Let's get him. We're going to put our opponent on 2, and if we had that lightning strike, we'd probably be in the green. But that's what I get. And now I'll go for the Lyra, or I just wait till next turn. I think I just wait, right? My opponent can't wrath all of this away because it's indestructible. But I'm going to really wish I had something on the battlefield if they play a few removal spells. Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. And now we'll see your counters. Yep, another Ionize. Gotta get him out, though. And now we'll see how the opponent plans to live against the Vanguard. They're at 8 mana. They're at 2 life, I'm at 10. What's the play? What could it be? At least we got to see how obnoxious Adanto Vanguard can be against control, right? Alright, I'll pay the life. Now, our opponent could have 2 lightning strikes. I don't think that's very likely in a deck like this. What else could they have that does that much damage? I don't see it. But, Just because it says Ixalan on it doesn't mean it'll kill an indestructible Vanguard. But let's see if they can find a way to burn me out and punish me for mistakes with the Clarion earlier. Uh-huh. Here's the fairy.
I know my responsibility.
He's plussing.
Hold that thought.
I don't think you can get to settle from here. All right. That game is done. Adanto Vanguard just went end to end. So we want very aggressive. We also want Banefire, of course, binding to hit to fairs, and then the Karns to be more resilient. So what's not good? Lightning Strike is very medium, even though I think you had a moment there where you're like, ooh, Lightning Strike, but Clarion's the worst, so Clarion's definitely out. Probably the Lightning Strikes can go. Lyra isn't very good. I think I'm gonna at least trim Lyra a bit because she's, well, she just kind of comes out and dies and eats a counter spell. So I think running 3 Lyra, some Banefire, some of this. Is Silent Gravestone good for anything? We can not stop Crackling Drake with it because it counts cards in exile too. And yeah. Our opponent could make a sideboard switch into the creature plan, and that would make Knight of Grace a lot less good, probably. I mean, it's super medium as it is right now. Maybe I'm supposed to run Lightning Strike instead of Knight of Grace, but I feel like even a Grizzly Bear to apply some pressure is something, plus it plays well with Tajic. So yeah, I think I've got my deck. We definitely want some kind of play pattern like Knight of Grace, Tajic, the opponent kills them, we resolve a Karn, we put a billion lands onto the battlefield, and then we Banefire. Like, that's ideal. The Lyra, I wish I could replace this with a land, but otherwise the hand is a keeper. Having no 1-drops and knowing you're on the draw is pretty rough. Pretty sure our Vanguard will eat a counterspell this time. Well, as you can see, we are sideboarding masters, and nobody can handle us. Just straight scoop. I guess they kept a 1-lander and mega tilted. Ah, I shouldn't have started another one. I didn't realize we were already 23 minutes in. These games are flying by. Y'all want to see the silver rank up, though, I'm sure. The epic silver rank up that never happens because it just kind of sits there and teeters. All right, this hand is slow, but it's on the draw, and if our opponent is aggressive, the Clarion could be really good. Red mana. Oh, boy. 5th land. Oh, boy. You want to shock me? No, not yet. Maybe in a minute? Oh no, they run blue too. I was like happier that it might be mono red. Please play another one. Please go for the twofer. Okie dokie. I'm gonna try to kill it. It's probably not gonna work. Oh, all right. Well, they got an early insight, which is pretty darn good, so they're not hurting too bad. And probably here comes a Drake, yep. Yeah, we're in big trouble. I'll play Shalai. But I'm not blocking. Of course, we draw the Resplendent Angel after I play the Clarion. Could have tried to set up something else. Maybe I should have. Oh, 5 mana Shivan Fire. You don't say. Alright. We'll play this. Make him have an answer to it. It demands one. I'm sure you can come up with something shocking. This is a great draw, everybody. We're living our best life right here. It's a lot better when Banefire's in the deck. At least our opponent's into snappy gameplay. I like that. Let's try a knight. Must be nice. Just waiting to die. Well, if I'm just waiting to die, I'm just gonna leave. There's no point. Why care about quests when we have another couple games to play and the clock is ticking? So, I freaking hate these Izzet decks. I think they're the worst control decks imaginable, and that's why I end up losing to them. So do I put in Seal Aways? I guess Seal Away for the Drake is pretty wise. We're gonna pull out the really aggressive cards. We're gonna pull out the Clarions. We're gonna be somewhere in the middle. It's funny to think that we might be trying out mid-range a blue deck, but that may be the case. I don't think our opponent's gonna put in sweepers. There just aren't enough of them that are good, and I just think Tajic eats a burn spell, so it's not gonna be very good. Knight of Grace might have to go too. And we're just gonna be this bigger deck that plays all, like, deal with me haymakers. Yeah, Knight of Grace is just a shock bait or Shivan Fire bait, so it gotta go. I don't know that Vanguard is really even better. Maybe the life gain is important from Clarion. Since we're in some kind of a burn race, but I can't imagine that. We've got to get, like, we can get the life gain off Angel or Lyra if we run them out of threats. Yeah, I'll play it like this. People ask me constantly what I think of the Izzet deck, and while I'm certainly think it can win, and you should definitely play it if it's your jam in the arena, I think that as far as being really competitive goes, it is the worst kind of control deck. It has so many vulnerabilities that other control colors don't have. So if you're thinking that, hey, I want to be a control deck, and I might play Izzet, it's like, well, I hope you don't mind losing to Burn, because you have no life gain. Indestructible, because you have very few ways to deal with that. Hexproof, because you have almost nothing to deal with that. Tokens, because you have not many good sweepers. I know you have Fiery Cannonade, but I wouldn't get excited about it. What else? Oh yeah, artifacts, can't deal with those. Enchantments, can't deal with those. Planeswalkers can't directly deal with those, unless you're chaining off burn spells. So, it's just so rough. There's so many things that I would say the Izzet deck is bad at, and only a few things I would argue that it's actually good at. However, if it's your thing, do your thing. But since people ask my opinion so much, and I have a YouTube channel, I'll share it. Just my opinion. Don't freak out. It's not worth arguing me over. You can't change my mind. Bam. All right. Angel, prepare to die. Yep, Resplendent Angel and Lightning Strike. It's been the check on her abilities from day one. And this is way too much removal for my taste. Alright, let's do this. Alright. Let's click through End. I'm going to try to lightning strike that thing. But I'm going to do it on their upkeep before they draw. Yep. See, they would have had that mana available anyway, and now I use it on their turn instead of mine, where they would untap again and have the mana to do with something else as soon as they wanted to. And doing it on the upkeep means that if, say, they didn't have a counterspell, but we're about to draw one, we would play around that. Alright. Anything else? My turn? Not the game you want to be mana screwed. Alright, so this time we'll do it in end step. Give our opponent at least a chance, alright, to do something. And that resolves. Alright, got your Electromancer, which you used a counter to protect. Feels good. Drake time. Now we need to draw that land. I guess we can play the Conclave Tribunal, which is probably what we're going to try to do. Oh boy. Alright, well they drew a bunch of creatures when we drew a lot of removal, so that's not so bad. So now we lock out their Drakes, probably forever. They have shown that they have Blink of an Eye, though. Alright, they chump. Can't be too mad about that. They might be trying to burn us out. I mean, God, how many burn spells would one have to have? So we can pay 4 life to save this. Go to 8. Yeah, I think I will. I'll go to 8. I won't go lower. And we'll see. Our opponent might have like a lightning strike, something in response. Okay, expansion. Yep. Coil again. This is fine. So this gets some removal spells out of our opponent's hand to deal with the Vanguard. And it also dealt a ton of damage. And now hopefully Shalai, Lyra, and such can take over the game. So who do we play? I don't think our opponent is expecting a Karn. But we also may need to close the game quickly, which would imply a Shalai. So what should we play? I'm happy you're playing Karn into a lot of open mana because it's very likely to get ionized. Our opponent hasn't shown us Disdainful Stroke or Essence Scatter. I'm going to try the Shalai. It's also great to have Shalai down if we can follow up with a Lyra. And we can try. Do we go for that? Our opponent passing the turn. I'm sure they have some kind of a solution. So I don't think this is going to work. So I'm going to attack with the Shalai and play a Karn. And try to be patient here. Resolves as well. Oh my.
I have faced worse. I am Karn. Well chosen.
Let's dig to Banefire, shall we? Oh! Well, that didn't take long. And our opponent's at 5? And we just got a land? They have to win the game this turn. Of course, we have to be careful. Alright. There is Expansion Explosion, which can copy the Banefire. And we are at 8. So they could have Lightning Strike, Expansion, Explosion. Really get me that way. So instead of going for it, I'm going to try to gain some life. We'll see what my opponent has for me. Alright, that worked. I know that Banefire can't be countered or prevented. Also at 5, it wouldn't be copyable, right? Expansion Explosion. Let me remember the text. Yeah, it could not be copied. So what could happen to it? Maybe I was probably being way too conservative there and could have closed the game. But I wasn't under pressure. I don't know. I don't think I was exactly letting the opponent back in, but who knows? Anyway, game 3. Playing around cards that don't work that way. Silly guy. Blame soda. Keep the soda blame. I mean, we've seen what Adanto Vanguard does against this opponent. We've seen that Resplendent Angel doesn't do those things, but we'll try a double Vanguard approach again. But we don't have an answer to an early Electromancer. We don't have a red source. This could be ugly. Maybe they don't have the turn 2 Electromancer for a change. Maybe they do. I don't know. Alright, tap land. Red card, no red mana. Alright, they're playing pure control. And we're playing pure mana screw. May I have another? No. Oh, well, at least it's an almost fair fight. Alright. I'm gonna enter tapped. The life might matter. I'm gonna play another Vanguard. And my opponent countering those, it's fine. We've already got one. I wouldn't want to have to pay too much life anyway. But the life points could matter. All right, we're both having mana issues, but I drew my 4th land. Luck is better than good. Let's go for a history. We've already seen 2 ionizes. Will there be a 3rd? Risk factor. With our opponent stuck on lands, I'm going to let the 4 damage happen. Risk factor got boarded in. Interesting. Against a deck with Lyras and life gain. Crackling Drake. Awesome. Lock those things out of my game. Get out of my game. Oh, Ixalan's binding from the sideboard. Coming up pretty clutch against Izzet. Now they do have Blink of an Eye. We have to watch out for that. But our opponent's at 6. We don't have much to go. And they're going to scoop it up. They stumbled on lands a little longer than we did. And... Glory, glory, hallelujah. Silver, tier 4. I've never been so honored. It only lasts until I'm testing for the Jank Tank, my friends. And then it's over. And then it's right back down to the bottom of bronze, or if there's something below that, wood tier, I guess. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like to request a deck and have your deck played on YouTube or Twitch, you can subscribe on Twitch or support on Patreon. Thanks to everybody who already has. Our next stretch goal is to play Limited, Sealed, and Draft. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the links in the description. And I will see you, as always, in the next video. Goodbye.